I think that if you are someone that is really looking for a big successful life, this message is for you. If you are someone who is looking to potentially become an entrepreneur, start your own business, start your own venture, I believe that success is easier to achieve than what you are allowing yourself to believe. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashley and I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. I just have the mindset and the willingness to go and create and do all this stuff. I think we're all capable, but it's just a matter of going and making the decision, right? So we're all capable of doing the things that we want to do in life, but we have to get to a point where we decide to do them, right? Where we stop letting the limiting beliefs stop us, where we stop allowing what we think other people are going to think about us stop us, when we just allow ourselves to really step into that version of us who is capable of creating and being and doing the things that we want to do. And that person is always going to be you, right? So it's never going to be somebody that you're not already. It's never going to be somebody outside of you. It's always going to be you. So we need to be the people that show up and decide, hey, I'm going to do this for myself despite the fear, despite what I think other people are going to think about me, which in reality, nobody's really thinking anything about you because they're too busy thinking about themselves, right? So we're all very selfish beings. Yes, of course, even if you're an empathetic person, you're still self-centered because your world is all you know, right? So we are the only people that know how we feel truly. Okay, we are only us. So we need to remember that when it comes to all the other circumstances, when we're thinking that other people are judging us, when we're thinking that other people think about these embarrassing things that we've done before. We need to really consider the fact that in reality, those people aren't thinking about you because they are too busy thinking about themselves. So anyways, just kind of want to come on here today, I guess, and talk a little bit to you guys about our parents. And this is a touchy subject for a lot of people, but I think it's really important that it's covered and discussed and normalized because I think that being in my late 20s, I'm at this point where I'm a little bit older now. I'm about to be 30 in a couple years, and that's full-grown adult. You are a whole-ass human being out there doing the damn thing in the world, right? There's nobody else that is responsible for your decisions. You're not a child, okay? So if that's the case, then I think I need to get to a point where I start to consider the fact that I can't really blame my parents anymore, right? I can't really blame my parents for the way that I am, for the way that I act, for who I show up as, right? And it's okay to sympathize with yourself and to give yourself grace when it comes to the healing process. So if you have not yet reached this point and in the healing process, then take the time to really discover why you are the way you are and heal, right? And there is a period in the healing process where you're allowed to get angry and upset and feel a kind of way about the way you were raised and maybe the things that you experienced in life. And that's totally healthy and that's totally okay, right? So when I'm discussing this topic, please don't think that I'm telling you to, not give yourself the grace that you need to begin to heal. This is post-healing. This is post getting to a point where it's okay, I've already realized these things about myself. I realize why I am the way that I am. I realize that the things I experienced in life got me to who I am and where I am today. Now, who I show up as from this day forward is completely up to me and my responsibility, right? So we need to get to this point where we get out of this almost victim mindset of well, my parents did this and my parents, and maybe you don't have parents and it was my caregiver, my circumstances, this thing that happened to me in life. You try to justify why life has happened the way that it has up until today. But it's in reality, once you get to a point where you realize that you are the way you are because of your past, then you start to get to make the conscious choice to not make the same decisions you have in the past, because you can change who you are and you can change your decisions and you can change things about you and you can transform into the version of yourself that you maybe see yourself being, or that you see if you see someone else living a kind of way that makes you jealous or makes you want wish that you could be that, you can be that. You can literally be anything you want. We can do whatever we want. We have that free will, okay? It's just a matter of deciding and taking the action to get to that point. The deciding is a first part of it, But the rest of it is really just continuously taking action and being consistent with it, right? So it's a really important thing to get to a point where you're like, okay, I have done the work, I've done this, I've done that, okay? So, but now I know that, like, I want to change, I want things to get different. How do I do that, right? And a lot of us have patterns, like myself, is the pattern of self-sabotage. So continuously making decisions that sabotage growth, that sabotage success. And you have to differentiate what choices you're making that is the self-sabotage choice, and the choice that you're making that is the this is going to better me choice, okay? And I kind of talk about this in my last video. There are two different feelings that you're going to feel. There is going to be a feeling of that you are expanding, an expansive feeling, so that's good, right? And then there's going to be a feeling of like restriction or stagnant energy in decisions that you're going to make, and that is not the place or the thing that you should be deciding on. When it comes to our parents, we have to realize that, like, yes, I get it. They didn't make the best decisions. They did things that maybe harmed you or put you in harm's way. They didn't make the right choices. They didn't know any better. And maybe they did know better. I don't know what your circumstances are. All that I know is that lingering on the past is not going to change anything good for you. Okay? It's not going to do the positive things that you wish your life would become. Lingering on the past and fixating on what could have been your childhood and what could have been and what you wish to have been, it's not healthy and it's not going to help, okay? We must accept our circumstances for what they are and decide if we want something to be different in our life, what choices do we need to make to get there? What decisions do we have to make to get to that point, to get to be the person that we want to be? And I think that has to do, there's a lot of inner work that has to happen with that. I'm in the midst of doing all that inner work and trying to figure out for myself, because I haven't quite mastered this either, right? So, like, there are still some things that I still think about, like, oh, like, I wish that it had been like this, I wish I had been like that. Okay, cool. You wish it had been like that. So, wish it to be like that. Do the things that you need to do to make it become that. Because it's not too late. Life is not over just because your childhood is over. I think that if you are someone that is really looking for a big, successful life, this message is for you. If you are someone who is looking to potentially become an entrepreneur, start your own business, start your own venture, do that thing in life that a lot of people won't do, right? Take the actions that need to be taken, become the person that you need to be to gain all the success that you want. Maybe you want to become a millionaire. That's something that's been a big dream of mine. I have said for years, I will be a millionaire, I will be a millionaire, I will be a millionaire. Every year that passes, I'm now 28 years old, there's this like fear that it's not going to happen, just because we live in a world where there's so many 20-year-olds and, you know, some 18-year-olds and 12-year-olds that are becoming millionaires because they're doing this or they're doing that or whatever, right? But it's okay if you are at an age that you thought you were going to have something and you don't have it yet. It's okay, because it's just not time yet, but it's coming. You have to make different choices. You have to decide to get there. It is your choice, it is your decision that is leading you to where you are today. Evaluate where you're at and make different choices. And you will get everything it is that you want and more. But it's about choosing and taking responsibility too. That is a huge one. Take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for the choices that you've made, even if you were in certain circumstances as a child, even if you were this, even though the choices that you made were because you were under the impression of a different way of living because of how you were raised. It doesn't matter. Take responsibility for it. It was still you. The sooner you can take accountability, the sooner you can forgive yourself, and the sooner you can move on from it and start to focus on the life that you do want moving forward, right? We don't want to focus on the past. We're moving forward. This message is for anyone who is wanting big success. I see it happening. It's coming. And it's an exciting feeling, right? But you have to look at your choices. Make sure you are making the right choices. Make sure you are spending time with the right people, that you are doing the right things for your body, for your soul. Do that work and the rest will come. I've been reading a lot of books lately, watching a lot of videos. To sum it up for you, when it comes to big success, you have to start living the way really successful people live, and it will happen naturally. What do really successful people do? They take care of their bodies. What do really wealthy people do? They save their money and they spend it in the right ways, right? They do what needs to be done to make money in the first place. They put themselves in uncomfortable situations. Uncomfortable. Discomfort is a growth opportunity. So if you feel uncomfortable, I talk about this in my last video as well, there's 2 versions of discomfort, so you need to figure out which one it is. But if it makes you uncomfortable in the way that it's so big and like you can't see the future and you feel like, holy crap, like this is big and this is something I've never done before, that is a growth opportunity. And recognize it for what it is, and don't let the other thoughts trick you into being like, no, it's just our intuition that doesn't want us to stay exactly where you are. No, do not stay where you are. It is a trick to keep you safe because your body and your mind are in lizard brain trying to keep you safe. But we have evolved as human beings, right? We are in a world that isn't so dangerous anymore. And it's still dangerous, but it's not dangerous in the ways that, like, if you leave your house, you're going to get attacked by a lion. It's time. Are you hearing me? It is time. It is time for you to do what it is that you need to do to make that life that you dream about, that you want so badly, to start happening. And it can happen as soon as right now. As soon as you're done watching this video, just decide, choose. And your brain's going to start creating new pathways. It's going to make it happen for you. How am I going to do it? How's it going to happen? I cannot foresee how this is going to work. That's okay. You don't have to. If you look back in life, a lot of the things that happened, you never foresaw it. You never could have predicted that this was going to be the outcome because of things outside of you that happen. The opportunities outside of you that happen. Decisions that other people make that pour over into your life to give you success. Success comes from everywhere and anywhere. In any direction. Success can be at your fingertips in a matter of moments or seconds after this video ends. You don't know, but you have to believe it. And you got to make the choices. So this video is about stop blaming what happened to you in the past as to why you are making the choices you're making today. Take responsibility, take accountability, take a really good hard look at who you are, and get real. What do you need to change? And start changing it. You can do it. I believe in you, okay? I believe that you are meant for success. I believe that success is easier to achieve than what you are allowing yourself to believe. Just start believing differently. Watch the world unfold in front of you. I am so grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it reached someone that needed to hear it, because I do believe that success is at our fingertips and it's just a matter of us deciding if we deserve it or not. And you do deserve it. So believe that with your whole heart and soul. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. And in the meantime, you can watch this video here.